Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving headfirst into a legal battle that could fundamentally reshape the world of AI. Forget the hype about flying cars. This is about who owns the data that powers these AI systems. Are we talking about a minor scuffle? Absolutely not. We're talking a full-blown war, and the opening salvo has just been fired. The Guardian, Condé Nast, Think Vogue, GQ, The New Yorker, these publishing giants are taking on AI startup Cohere in a massive copyright lawsuit. This isn't just about money. It's about control, about the future of content, and about who gets to profit from it. Buckle up, because this is going to be a wild ride. So, what exactly is Cohere accused of? Well, the publishers allege that Cohere used their copyrighted articles and content to train its AI models without permission. Think about that for a second. These AI models learn by ingesting massive amounts of data. If that data includes copyrighted material, are they essentially stealing intellectual property? The publishers say yes. They argue that Cohere is profiting from their work without paying them a dime. The lawsuit claims copyright infringement, plain and simple. Cohere, of course, is likely to argue fair use, claiming that their use of the data falls under exceptions that allow for transformative use, research, or criticism. But the publishers aren't buying it. They see this as a blatant violation of their rights and a direct threat to their business model. They're seeking damages, potentially up to $150,000 per infringed work. That number could quickly balloon into a significant sum. Okay, let's break down the potential fallout from this lawsuit. First, the direct impacts. This lawsuit immediately puts every AI company on high alert. You can bet that legal teams across Silicon Valley are scrambling to review their data acquisition practices and compliance strategies. This is a wake-up call. If Cohere loses, the financial consequences could be huge. We're talking potentially crippling penalties and legal fees. Even settling out of court could cost them a fortune, impacting their profitability, their ability to raise funding, and ultimately, their future development plans. Imagine trying to innovate when you're constantly looking over your shoulder, worried about the legal repercussions. That's the reality these AI companies are facing right now. Perhaps the most significant direct impact is the potential disruption to AI model training. This lawsuit could force Cohere and other AI companies to drastically alter their training data sources and methods. No more scraping the web indiscriminately. They might need to invest heavily in securing licensing agreements with publishers, which could be a logistical nightmare and incredibly expensive. Or they might need to develop completely new, alternative training techniques. This could lead to delays in model development, increased costs, and potentially less powerful, less versatile AI models. The very foundation of how these AI systems are built is now being challenged. On the flip side, if the publishers win, it's a major victory for content creators. It would protect their revenues and give them more control over their intellectual property. This could incentivize them to continue investing in quality journalism and content creation. Think about the impact on investigative reporting, in-depth analysis, and creative writing. These are vital for an informed public discourse, and they need to be supported. A win for publishers could ensure that these essential services continue to thrive. Ultimately, this case could set a crucial precedent for how AI models can be trained and what data can be used. It will define the boundaries of what's considered fair use and what constitutes copyright infringement. This is not just about Cohere. It's about the entire AI industry. The rules of the game are being rewritten, and everyone is watching closely to see how this plays out. Let's look at the adjacent industry impacts. If publishers win, we're likely to see the rapid development of a formal market for licensing content to AI companies. This creates new revenue streams for content creators, but it also adds complexity to the AI development process. Imagine a world where every AI company needs to negotiate licensing agreements with thousands of publishers. New companies might even emerge to facilitate this licensing process, acting as intermediaries between content creators and AI developers. It could be a whole new industry in itself. This lawsuit also has implications for companies that use generative AI for content creation. Think marketing agencies, writing assistants, and anyone using AI to generate text, images, or videos. They may face increased scrutiny and potential liability if their tools are trained on copyrighted material without permission. The burden of proof will likely fall on them to ensure that their AI tools are not infringing on copyright. This could lead to more cautious use of AI in content creation and a greater emphasis on ethical data sourcing. Investors are notoriously risk-averse. This legal battle is creating uncertainty in the AI market, and that uncertainty could make investors more cautious about pouring money into generative AI startups. Startups that prioritize ethical data acquisition and licensing could become much more attractive. Investors will be looking for companies that are building sustainable, legally compliant AI models, not just chasing the latest technological breakthrough. This could lead to a shift in the types of AI companies that receive funding and a greater focus on responsible AI development. Finally, this lawsuit will likely encourage some AI developers to focus on training AI models on data in the public domain. Think about the vast amount of content that is freely available and not subject to copyright restrictions. Libraries, archives, and open-source projects are treasure troves of data that can be used to train AI models without the risk of legal challenges. This could lead to a new wave of AI innovation that is based on publicly available knowledge and resources. Let's zoom out and consider the broader socio-economic impacts. By protecting copyright, this lawsuit could help sustain journalism and other creative industries that are vital for informed public discourse and cultural expression. We need strong, independent media to hold power accountable and provide citizens with the information they need to make informed decisions. A win for publishers could incentivize investment in high-quality content and help ensure the survival of these essential institutions. However, there's also a potential downside. If AI companies are forced to pay high licensing fees for content, they might pass those costs on to consumers through higher prices for AI-powered products and services. This could limit access to these technologies for some users, creating a digital divide between those who can afford AI and those who cannot. We need to be mindful of the potential for this to exacerbate existing inequalities. The lawsuit's impact on innovation is a double-edged sword. Stricter copyright enforcement could hinder AI development by limiting access to training data and increasing costs. On the other hand, it could also promote innovation by forcing AI companies to develop more ethical and sustainable data acquisition practices. It could incentivize them to find new ways to train AI models that respect intellectual property rights and promote creativity. The key will be finding the right balance between protecting copyright and fostering innovation. This lawsuit raises fundamental ethical questions about the use of copyrighted material in AI training and the potential for AI to displace human creators. Is it ethical to profit from the work of others without their consent? What are the ethical responsibilities of AI developers? These are questions that we, as a society, need to grapple with. It could lead to a broader public discussion about the ethical implications of AI and the need for responsible AI development. And let's not forget about job displacement. If AI models are not able to use as much data due to copyright restrictions, then the AI models will perform worse and be less useful. Ironically, this could actually keep more jobs with humans, as they will continue to outperform the AI models in certain tasks. The future of work is uncertain, but this lawsuit could have a significant impact on the types of jobs that are available and the skills that are needed to succeed. Now, let's shift gears and talk about the risks involved. On the technical side, the article highlights the very real risk of AI models generating inaccurate or completely fabricated content, what we call hallucinations. This is a massive technical challenge because ensuring the factual accuracy and reliability of AI-generated content is incredibly difficult. The example of misrepresenting the Guardian article about the Nova massacre is terrifying. It demonstrates the potential for serious harm if AI models are allowed to spread misinformation. Cohere claims to have controls in place to mitigate IP infringement. But this lawsuit clearly suggests that those controls are not sufficient. A huge technical risk lies in the difficulty of developing effective systems that can reliably detect and prevent the use of copyrighted material during AI model training and operation. It's like trying to find a needle in a haystack, except the haystack is a massive dataset of text, images, and code. The quality of the training data directly impacts the performance of AI models. Garbage in, garbage out. If the training data contains errors, biases, or copyrighted material, the resulting model will likely exhibit similar problems. Ensuring the quality and legality of training data is a major technical hurdle. It requires careful curation, validation, and ongoing monitoring. Even if Cohere manages to develop effective copyright detection methods, implementing them at scale across vast datasets and model training processes presents a significant technical and logistical hurdle. Imagine trying to scan every single piece of data that goes into an AI model for potential copyright violations. It's a resource-intensive and time-consuming process, and the problem is only going to get more complex. As AI models become more sophisticated, the line between legitimate use of information and copyright infringement may become increasingly blurred. This creates a continuous technical challenge of adapting copyright detection and mitigation strategies to the evolving capabilities of AI. It's a constant arms race between AI developers and copyright holders. Moving on to the business risks, This lawsuit is a major threat to Cohere's bottom line. Legal fees, potential damages, remember, up to $150,000 per infringed work. And the cost of defending against the allegations could be substantial. This could significantly impact their financial performance and their ability to compete in the AI market. The negative publicity associated with the lawsuit could also damage Cohere's reputation and erode trust among customers, investors, and partners. The accusation of stealing content and creating fake articles is incredibly damaging. Reputation is everything in the tech world, and this lawsuit could leave a lasting stain on Cohere's brand. If Cohere is forced to significantly alter its model training practices to comply with copyright laws, it could lose its competitive edge in the generative AI market. Access to vast amounts of data is crucial for training powerful AI models. If they can't access the same data as their competitors, they could fall behind. The lawsuit could also disrupt Cohere's day-to-day operations, diverting resources and management attention away from core business activities. Instead of focusing on innovation and product development, they'll be spending their time and money fighting a legal battle. The legal challenges and reputational damage could make it more difficult for Cohere to attract and retain investors. Investors are looking for stable, predictable returns, and this lawsuit creates uncertainty and risk. Finally, let's address the ethical risks. The core ethical issue is whether Cohere's use of copyrighted material without permission or compensation is morally justifiable. Many argue that it is simply unethical to profit from the creative work of others without their consent. It's a question of fairness and respect for intellectual property. The generation of hallucinations and fake articles raises serious ethical concerns about the potential for AI models to spread misinformation and disinformation. This could have devastating consequences for public discourse, elections, and even national security. We need to be extremely careful about the potential for AI to be used to manipulate and deceive people. The lack of transparency about how AI models are trained and the difficulty of holding them accountable for their outputs raise fundamental ethical concerns. Who is responsible when an AI model makes a mistake or causes harm? How can we ensure that AI is used in a way that is fair, just, and transparent? This lawsuit highlights the potential impact of generative AI on the journalism industry. If AI models can generate news articles without compensating journalists, it could undermine the financial viability of news organizations and reduce the quality of journalism. We need to protect the integrity of journalism and ensure that journalists are fairly compensated for their work. So, in summary, the lawsuit against Cohere has the potential to reshape the generative AI landscape, impacting legal practices, business models, and the broader relationship between AI, content creators, and society. This is a complex issue with no easy answers. It requires a multifaceted approach that includes technical innovations, legal strategies, and a commitment to ethical AI development practices. The stakes are high, and the future of AI is hanging in the balance. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more insights into the world of AI. Thanks for watching.